I mean, you might as well just get a house, sell it, and put all that money on it.
Good evening, degenerates, and welcome back to another episode of DJ Hours.
Welcome.
We are
Yeah.
edging the start of football
Edge.
season. We are right on the edge.
Edge the back.
And
Welcome.
Whoa.
I can't.
Whoa.
Whoa. What was that?
Jesus.
Yep.
You say edge the back?
For the kids at home,
Welcome.
do not look up definitions.
That was your welcome. That's how you welcome people.
Oh, whoa.
You
Open doors. All doors are open in Mike's house.
I mean,
All doors are open. Come in anyone you want.
Oh, wow.
I'm
It's
fully
going to be a
defensive.
good season. We're ready
I'm
for
locked in.
football season.
What an intro.
Yeah, what an intro. It's really an intro. This is a great intro.
Derailing quick. I mean, I have nothing
Oh,
like
I'll show you something to rail.
Yeah, cameraman Kevin is just shaking his head behind the camera. We're not retaking it. We're keeping it in. We're keeping it in.
We're doubling it down.
Mike never keeps it in.
Oh.
And we are going to talk NFL season predictions. We're going to talk Super Bowl winners. We're talking
Get it
your
all
best
out, Mike.
props, NFL MVP, offensive, defensive player of the year. So we have a lot to cover.
Woo!
And then we're getting into week 0 next week. So, I mean, without further ado, that was an intro.
That's
If-
it.
Let's get into the video.
Would I?
Bang.
So the best thing to bet when you don't have games to bet
Oh,
is on what's gonna happen in the future.
love it.
Bang.
That way you can keep, getting some action
I
in.
need some blood flow. you
Yeah,
know?
some blood flow
Flow the blood.
without having to actually have a game come up yet. So that's what we're doing this week because, next week we're gonna start talking
Holy shit.
week 0 college football.
Earthquake is about to
And
start.
then the train's already left the station.
Yeah,
So
we're done.
this is the last chance we
Bang.
have
Here's my
to
bang.
really
Just
lock
kill me.
in futures for
Just
the
kill me
NFL
now.
season. And I want to start at the top. I want to start with Super Bowl champion. This is the
Oh,
future that is the most bet. Everyone loves betting this future.
Yeah.
It's what team do you think is going to win, and not just who's probably going to win. Like you're not picking the favorite every time, but given the current odds, where's the value to be seen? So I'm starting with Ryan here, and we'll just go around the table, and we're gonna hit a bunch of these different topics. What are your favorite bets with the current odds to win the Super Bowl?
And no surprise here. I can't believe this isn't the favorite. The Chiefs, I have them at plus 600. They're not the favorite, which will blow me away from
I
the
think
rest.
they are the favorite.
I think they're
That-
tied.
They're not.
They're
Oh, I saw
tied. Yeah,
Niners.
they're
So-
tied.
So there's
tied.
this is what happens with these futures. Like their Chiefs' best odds are plus 600. The 49ers' best odds are actually plus 650, but majority of books have them at plus 550.
Yeah.
So technically,
Oh,
if
yeah,
you're going
I
on
believe that.
best odds, Chiefs are the favorite, but average odds, the 49ers.
Yeah,
are.
whatever the
So
favorite
it's what you
is.
can lock it in at. Yeah.
Chiefs plus
Yeah.
600. Just keep betting Mahomes unless he doesn't play. I mean, this is just free. They're going to get to the AFC Championship at worst, and all you got to do is win 2 games. I love it every time. Hammer it. And then my sprinkle, I can't say I'm going to do it all offseason and not do it. Bears plus 4,000.
Wow.
If Caleb Williams is the chosen one, everything is around it perfectly, and it's NFC.
He looked pretty good his first preseason.
Oh, that's great.
He looked
Which I
pretty
mean,
freaking
it's nothing
good.
new to me. I know some people in this space might be surprised by it.
I mean, I've always been a big Caleb fan.
I'm huge. I know. everyone's pretty
Preseason
good.
playing
big-
against a bunch of second string, third stringers.
Mm.
I could look good.
Mike could
Yeah.
look good.
Mike loves
Mike
looking
could
good.
look good.
Mike
Yeah,
could look
Bears
good.
plus 4,000. That's my other little sprinkle I like.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I have a very similar
He loves
structure
to
to my
sprinkle.
2 bets. So I have the 49ers plus 650. That's the reason I knew their
Yeah.
exact odds. Because
You're
a
big-
lot of them are plus 550, but apparently on some books you can get
real
plus
question: if you guys watched previous episodes, Tyler thinks the Niners are going to go undefeated, or
That's
believes they
my
could.
number one note. You can look at it. 17-0 regular season incoming.
And will it go all the way through?
Yes, but essentially what I'm saying is 6.5 to 1. I think they're a lock for the 1 seed. I think they have a good shot to go undefeated. I'm gonna bet that, but they just need to finish the job this time. I mean, let's be realistic. I know it's Patrick Mahomes. You can never say, oh, he shouldn't have won the Super Bowl. But 49ers made an unbelievable amount of mistakes. They're the correct decision on a coin toss, potentially away from an actual chance at winning, or if not a win in the Super Bowl. I mean, starting on offense when it's not college rules, where it's you both start on the 25, and then not getting a first down, and then punting, Patrick Mahomes starting on decent field position, just needs a field goal to win the game. And that's just belligerent. So I think they learned from their mistakes. I don't think the NFC's gotten a whole lot better. So I love the 49ers plus 650. And then I think this is value. I am a homer. I always overestimate the teams I like. That's the theme across all my betting. But the teams I like actually are set up pretty interesting this year, and I think a lot of them are very slept on, especially the way we perform. So Steelers plus 5,000
Oh yeah.
to win the Super Bowl. If this offense somehow gets clicking, more than likely it won't, right? We know the Steelers offense. It probably doesn't, but we do have the best defense in the NFL. And if this offense somehow gets working, We pick up like a receiver or two. I know Ayuk was getting teased to the Steelers.
Oh,
They said they couldn't agree to terms. We'll see. We're actively pursuing it clearly.
Yeah.
Like that's the team's number one
it's still
agenda.
up in the air.
Still up in the air.
Yeah.
But if we can get that going, our running game's
As of
great.
Tuesday.
And I love the odds here. If we get into the playoffs with a great defense and the offense is looking good, you're getting 50 to 1.
I mean, I bet it every year. I've lost money every year.
I think the fact that the Steelers are plus 1,000 odds below the Bears gets me even more excited for that bet. So those are my two I like at these odds.
I like it. Well, I similarly to Tyler have the 49ers at plus 650, 550, whatever you want to put it at. Not going to be too redundant on that. And then the two flyer picks that I have, one of them was last year's MVP, Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens at plus 1,000. I think the addition of Derrick Henry is amazing. I think Lamar obviously is still Lamar.
Reigning MVP.
Reigning MVP.
Yep.
He has Zay Flowers in his second year, so I think he's going to only be getting better and better. And they have a very solid defense. So, I think the Ravens have a serious shot at it if it's going to go to somebody in the AFC. And then just because I'm a big fan of this guy, I threw in the Jets and Aaron Rodgers plus 1,800. I don't really know why I did it, but
Those odds
it's Aaron
seem low
Rodgers
for that team.
It's Aaron Rodgers and Breece Hall is a stud. So those are my three.
Yeah, I like the sprinkle.
Mine is pretty similar to Ryan's. I think Kansas City plus 600
Joke.
is just a joke. I don't know how they're like not the runaway favorite.
Yeah, I don't even hate betting even if you don't like it, just them and the 49ers, 600, 650 a piece. Just to have on the side. Because that's the most likely Super Bowl matchup. If you look at all potential matchups, that's the favorite.
You win
if you can just
money no matter what.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you can get both sides at 6 to 1 and they're in a game or at least one of them's in it, it's free.
Might as well.
It's a
Why
free
not?
hedge out on
Yeah.
either side. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I feel like both the favorites here are a little juicy.
Yeah, and but I feel like that's no fun.
Yeah, that's kind of why everyone had the second
So
one. Here.
I have two sprinkles, one from each conference. For the AFC, no surprise, I did the Bengals plus 1,500 just because I was looking at other teams that they were ranked below. I like Baltimore. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge Lamar Jackson fan, but if the Bengals and Ravens are in the playoff, it really comes down to just quarterback play. I'm taking the Bengals in a game. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me. I know team wise, Ravens are probably a little
Much
bit better.
defense.
Yeah, way
But
better.
I mean, I'm just taking the team that knows how to at least has gotten to a Super Bowl and gotten to AFC championships multiple
Yeah, they have
times.
done it.
And then in the NFC, same thing. I like Green Bay plus 1,800. I mean, they
Jordan
I
Love.
like
were
it too.
close to beating the 49ers. So, and you have teams like the Eagles plus 1,200. I mean, I don't think the Eagles are that much better than the Green Bay Packers.
This
you know?
upcoming
So I
season,
just
I
feel
don't know
like
if they
those
will be
two
at all.
teams, you get a little bit of value.
Yeah.
You don't think the Eagles are better than the Packers, you said?
I think it's pretty close. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know how much
it's a
better
coin
they are.
flip. I don't think they're 600 plus 600.
A lot of it,
better,
I think,
you know?
comes down to how Jalen Hurts plays.
Yeah.
Because if he plays
Fair.
like he did at the end of last season, where he's just had a lot of lingering injuries that he plays through.
Yeah.
So when he plays bad, it's he's hurt, and then when he plays good, it's
That's true. They also had an amazing offseason, though.
Yeah.
And, not
they had a
only
good
buffering.
draft.
I mean, I
and
think
they
the
got
Eagles are
Saquon.
miles ahead of the Packers.
Yeah,
I think people forget the
I'm
Packers won 9
more on
games
that
last
boat.
year and went
I
on a good
think
run.
team wise, it's kind of similar.
Also,
They're
offensive
probably all
weapons,
around are a better team.
We'll see. The
for
Packers
sure.
have a better defense than the Eagles do. We'll see how the Eagles defense looks
Really?
next year.
See, I
And
think
compare
defense-
positionally,
I
it's
think
like,
Eagles have a better
Devon-
defense. Their only hole was
I mean,
their team,
AJ
and they
Brown,
filled it.
Devontae
I mean, the
Smith.
Eagles. No, I'm saying we'll see how well the fill works. They drafted rookies to get their secondary solidified, which maybe works in the first year. But I mean, their defense was getting absolutely slaughtered the last 2 months of football. They were getting 30 bumps put on them every week.
I just really think it comes down to Jalen
Fair.
Hurts isn't as good of a passer as people think.
Yeah, and I
That's
like
fair.
Jordan
I
Love a
agree
lot.
with that.
And I'll start with the Jordan Love thing because we're talking MVP right now, and he's my favorite bet for MVP this season.
Wow.
So Jordan Love plus 1,400, I think is just such a bettable line. I know it is becoming the most bet line in
Yeah.
Vegas in the early, a lot of early big money has actually gone on Jordan Love. He's moved down from plus 1,800 to plus 1,400. But last season, I just pulled up the numbers: 4,170 passing yards, 250 rushing yards, 32 passing touchdowns, 11 picks, and 4 rushing touchdowns. So total was 4,400 yards, or just over that, 36 touchdowns and 11 picks. And that was mostly like all of his production for the most part was the back half of the season.
Yeah.
And he also looked really good in the playoffs. So if he like every game he's played since like midway last season, including postseason, he's looked great. He carries that forward. If he does something that's like a 5,000 total yard season, so like, whatever, 600 more than last year total, and then a 40 touchdown, 10 interception season, just improves or continues going, those are MVP numbers. If you're going 5,000, 40, and 10, and your team's good, that's an MVP season. He wasn't too far off that last year, and he was on pace for it if he just kept up what he's doing at the end of the season. So 14-1, I'm obsessed with. And then Trevor Lawrence plus 3,000. You just have to believe in something sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's disgusting.
that's a bet.
That's
I-
absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and take over from there only because I have Jalen Hurts on my MVP list. And just to
What are his
explain,
odds?
plus 1,600. Just quickly to explain my logic is I think the Eagles have obviously really solid wide receivers in A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
you could say that.
We've been talking.
One
I
of
mean,
the best.
Yeah.
yeah, one of the best in the
they're
league.
great.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think obviously they have quite a depth in the running back room. I'm obsessed with Saquon Barkley, so I think
Yeah, that
if-
offense is loaded.
exactly.
I wouldn't
and
say
I
depth,
think
but we got a nice running back.
they got Saquon. But I think
I think
it's one.
Gainwell's a pretty good RB2. I know we're not talking about Gainwell, but I feel like it's pretty good at running
Let's not
back.
make this a
room.
game long
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, hold on. All right, let's bring it back.
Yeah,
Let's
I love
Go
Let's
back,
bring
we'll go back to
on
Logic
focus,
Plan.
but-
We'll go back to Logic Plan.
Yeah, welcome to Logic Plan. But I think as a story, if the Eagles do well, obviously everybody's focus is gonna end up being the quarterback, regardless if it actually is him or not. Like, AJ Brown could end up just being like the absolute monster unit, and like people are still gonna say, "Wow, Jalen Hurts was doing
stats are
amazing."
good, yeah.
His stats are showing it.
Well, MVP's always a quarterback.
And exactly, MVP is
It's
always a
stats
quarterback.
award, yeah.
And second, and my actual more favored MVP bet is CJ Stroud, which I think Ryan will like a lot.
Of course, that's my always.
So,
What are his
I
odds?
really like that he's at plus 1,000. I really like him because the Texans are obviously going to be solely focused on passing the ball. They have Nico Collins. They just got Stephon Diggs, and then similar. This is kind of a weirder take, but I think the NFL likes CJ Stroud's story a lot, and I think giving him an MVP award would obviously help that. And the only reason I bring that up is in case things get really close and we're like the odds get.
You read the script, basically.
Yeah, I'm reading the script.
You read the script.
But I don't know. I really like CJ Stroud.
I wanna know
and,
about CJ
No,
Stroud.
Mike was
Yeah.
there. He was striking with the Riders. He got the script early.
Yeah.
I mean, I work with a lot of people. I see a lot of people at
Yeah.
my work. Don't talk to me about nothing.
Don't talk to him about
All right.
nothing.
No,
We're on a
talk to me about
podcast, but
nothing.
don't talk to him about
Yeah,
nothing.
nothing.
Mario, who we like here?
I mean, it's actually kind of funny. My for MVP, I had the same exact thing as Tyler. I really like Jordan Love, so I'm not going to touch too much on that. And then like how he had Trevor Lawrence,
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow plus 1,000.
Joey Bird.
I mean,
You gotta
someone's
believe-
got to believe.
You got to believe in something.
gotta believe in
I
something.
respect it. Believe in something.
Yeah.
Ron?
For me, I've been saying it throughout the
CJ
whole
Stroud.
offseason. CJ Stroud plus 1,000. But in the
Bang.
same boat, I'm doing it based on offense, and I think that offense going to be stacked. So another offense is going to score a shitload of points. The Lions. Give me Jared Goff at plus 2,500. I think that I'm not a Jared Goff fan at all. Like,
Yeah, you're
we
not
know
big
I
on
love
the
Jared Goff.
Lions this year either.
No, but the regular season, I said they're going to win the division and go crazy. They'll walk
they
through the
are.
regular season. This offense is
One seed.
so easy. Like, it's just a walkthrough. They have the best offensive line in the league. I just don't. If Jared Goff, if it was like last year where like the leading Tua was like 44,
Yeah.
and then like you have like 35 touchdowns, and like he could easily do that in my opinion.
Yeah.
So plus 2,500, I don't know. I just love that.
Well, one thing I want to say about that, because Goff, if you just look at his numbers historically, plays much better in a dome. This year, the Lions, I think it's either 13 or 14 of their games in the
In a
regular
dome.
season are in a
Oh
dome.
my God!
Oh
Hey,
my-
plus 2,500. You're hearing it here.
You're hearing it first.
I mean, this is
You're hearing it
ridiculous.
here first.
You're welcome.
He loves his dome.
He loves
Ryan,
getting dome.
Ryan, we're
Ryan
starting with
loves
you
dome.
for
I do love
Offensive
dome.
Player of the Year. So this isn't, the MVP award usually is just quarterback award.
No,
It's the best
get,
quarterback.
Get that out of here.
Yeah.
It's the quarterback.
Offensive Player of the Year, you got a lot of favorites at the running back and wide receiver position.
yeah.
Where are we looking if you're looking to bet this one?
My initial one, first one, lowest odds, Brees Hall, plus 2,000 flat. I just think,
Love that.
I always think he's a freak of nature. Coming out of Iowa State, I still thought he's unbelievable. And he's yet to have that team like an offense that's capable of not just putting 11 in the box and just guarding him. You know,
Yeah, he
Garrett
just played with Zach Wilson.
That's what I'm saying. He has nothing, and he's still produced. He's been a top 3-4 running back in the league stats wise. So I just think that this is his chance to do it, and he's just a freak. So I'm just going on the Breece Hall train. And my other one, another running back, Jonathan Taylor plus 3,500. If this, I know you're gonna hate it, but if
I like that.
they got rid of Zach
Disgusting.
Moss, which,
Yeah.
like I said, is going to be all JT, and if Anthony Richardson takes some of the pain away from Jonathan Taylor,
That
he's
guy.
gonna get he's gonna get a lot of yards this season, and he's a stud. So, but JT back to form, 35-1.
No, yeah, I like the young, talented running back pick for Offensive Player of the Year, and I'm going Jameer Gibbs at plus 6,000. I want all of this ticket. Give me 1,000,000% of this
All
ticket.
the smoke.
I want to bet this so many times. Plus 6,000, and my thesis is very simple. It's the same reason I had him at 3 on the running backs list. This just could be wrong if they continue to do the split, and I'm fine. Like if they want to keep
Die
running
on
their
the sword.
offense that
You
way,
gotta die
that's
on the
fine.
sword.
I don't even think
But
the splitting's that big of a deal.
If they give him he's putting up 1,100 yards with a split. If they just do less of a split, like a 75-25 or
like
something,
60-40.
yeah, I think Jameer Gibbs' stats in that offense that you talked about as being so amazing. All their games in a dome. I mean, I love 60-1.
Yeah.
Feels easy for one of the most explosive backs on
Yeah.
That's great
maybe
value.
the most explosive offense. And so I love that ticket. And then CMC plus 900, I feel like is one of those you can have. And I mean, he's probably not going to win just because he's Christian McCaffrey. He'd have to like exceed 4 Christian McCaffrey, which would be like a, 2,400 yard season all purpose or something nuts.
Yeah.
But he's going to be in the
He could
running
do
for
it.
it at the end of the year.
I mean, you're
He'll
doing
be
one
in the
last
mix and you're getting 9-1. If anyone is pretty inconsistent, the 49ers continue to crush. Christian McCaffrey gets 2,000 yard season all purpose. He's in the mix here.
All right. So, what's an offensive player of the year awards list without my two boys? So, first of all,
What?
Is it Jonathan Brooks?
no, Bijan Robinson.
Oh, and Saquon. Oh, okay.
Bijan
God.
Robinson
Oh,
at plus 1,400.
Oh,
Okay.
The number 2 running back going into the NFL behind Christian McCaffrey. So
According to who?
according to himself.
Stats.
And Falcons
according to
fans.
me.
Oh.
Remember, he's the best receiving back in the league.
All right, clearly.
If you missed out on an earlier episode,
Besides McCaffrey.
he's best number 1.
Besides McCaffrey.
Clearly number 1.
No.
McCaffrey.
He's number
But-
2 in a lot of categories.
Hey, all I'm saying is the guy is like 3rd or maybe 4th in odds for offensive player of the year
On his team.
So hey,
No, that would be
you
wild.
watch yourself.
Don't put Kyle Pitts up in those
Drake White?
conversations.
Yeah,
Don't touch me.
yo,
You guys are
yo.
sleeping on
Oh,
Darnell
God,
Mooney.
it's a Kyle Pitts episode
Time out,
again.
Gio. Don't let
Oh
them
no. No, but yeah, I got Bijan there. Falcons. Let's see what can happen with old Kirko, and then Saquon behind the new and improved Eagles,
Yeah.
and then my actual reasonable but still more of a flyer bet. Going back to your sun god Amon Ra, St.
People
Brown.
love him for OPOY.
And I think that, Jared Goff could have a great season. He's probably going to be the main guy to bring him his good season. And let's bring good seasons to all those who bet his ticket.
Yeah, I think all of us are pretty loving the Lions offensive players for these season-long awards.
Yeah.
Just because they're stats awards.
I mean,
When
yeah.
you can put up numbers in easy side of the conference,
Yeah.
it's not that hard.
How are you guys feeling about that Gibbs injury, though?
I think it'll be fine.
You think it'll be fine?
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't read much about it. I just
it's,
not
well,
thinking
it's
about
kind of the
chicken
same
wing.
thing. I mean, I have Gibbs and CMC as my 2, right? CMC has what? It's a strained hamstring or something.
Calf.
He's out for the entire, or strained calf.
Yeah.
He's out for the preseason. I think a lot of the preseason injuries are injuries you wouldn't even hear about in the regular season.
Yeah, like they could come
things-
back in a week
like-
or two, but they're just gonna play it safe.
But yeah, I'm saying
Yeah.
regular season that wouldn't even show up on an injury report. They just ice it and just move on to next week. But preseason, everything gets hyper analyzed and oh, this guy
Yeah, that's true.
broken nail. He's out for the preseason.
Yeah.
It's preseason. It'll be all right.
Yeah. For offensive player of the year, I also have Breece Hall plus 2,000, and another guy I threw in there because I think big season for the Bengals, Jamar Chase plus 1,200.
We're doing a lot of homer bets.
Jamar Chase
and
could
I like
easily
it.
do it though.
I like
Well,
it.
he actually could.
Because that's one
'Cause-
that's
There's ones that
Yeah.
they kind of
What were his odds?
want to find a
Plus
way
12?
to give it to them.
1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
You know what I mean? Joe Burrow, they want to find a way to get Joe Burrow.
it looks like
an
T.
MVP.
Higgins
They
is
wanna-
staying on the team too.
Yeah.
also he's only top 5 receiver with a top 5 quarterback. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has the best chance of just getting it done.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. And then I know DPOY for Defensive Player of the Year. I think everyone should have the same bet.
Yeah.
I think there's only one player
I'm
you
not-
should be allowed to bet this.
No,
No, but
this is ridiculous.
if your reason for no is what I'm about to say, then it's acceptable. The answer is TJ Watt at plus 650.
Yep.
I have 7.
That's
he-
750.
Yeah, I have 750.
I'll take
Yeah,
750
you can hop
on
on
that.
board.
Hop on that 7.
They can't keep ignoring his stats forever,
It's
but maybe they can. So like
it's ridiculous.
he in the top 100 players list, he's player number 8 behind Myles Garrett at 5, and he led Myles Garrett in every single defensive statistical category. If you look at tackles, sacks, deflections, whatever it was.
But
he,
the off the book stats, I mean,
Like
No, I mean, it's
possible
yeah.
double teams, he lost by 3.
It's just the.
I mean, like TJ Watt will break the single season sack record, and they'll like make up some arbitrary thing to like kind of somewhat discredit that.
yeah.
TJ Watt is the best defensive player in the NFL right now, and I think it's starting to get by a wide margin because he keeps repeating these seasons that are like, oh my god, he's insane, led the league in sacks, broke the all-time sack record, is ahead in every single category over the next best players. I think this is the year, especially with the Steelers defense getting a lot better elsewhere on the team and people getting healthy, that he'll really be able to shine. They won't be able to only focus on him, and his stats will show, and the Steelers will be decent, and they can't really avoid it for much longer. So TJ Watt plus 650, only bet I'm taking. I'm not sprinkling anything else.
Wow.
This is an easy one, I think.
Does everyone have just TJ Watt?
Yeah, I'm hammering.
I have
that.
TJ Watt.
He's having 20 sacks this year.
yeah, I mean this. Is,
I put TJ Watt plus 750, but then I also put
750.
it's not going to be him because similar to what Tyler said, the NFL just goes.
They hate looking at. His
no,
stats.
they just see him and they're like,
thought
"Oh, you're
about
so
that.
good."
I thought about that.
Fuck you. You know who they want to give it to
Micah
so
Parsons.
badly is Micah Parsons.
Parsons. Oh,
so
God.
the genius bet is
I'll never do that.
But it's
You-
the
you-
Cowboys. They want to think they want to give it to him, and then they won't give it to him.
I hate Micah Parsons.
But that's what everyone thinks. But then now
Oh,
it's
the
going to
flip.
happen. So what you do is this: is what you have to do. Listen at home. Pay close attention. Right? You're going to get
Lock in.
$200.
Listen up.
You're going to get $200.
Listen
right?
up.
You're going to get $100, and you're going to put it on TJ Watt. That's probably going to win you $750. But what
Yeah.
you're going to do is get another 100 and just put that on Micah Parsons because
Oh.
if anyway he has a good
What are
season,
his odds?
plus 550.
Okay.
So if he has like
Wow.
a close to good season as TJ Watt, I mean it's a lock.
Yeah.
He's minus 10,000 to win because the NFL will just be like, oh my god, Micah Parsons like.
Yeah, like talk
He's the
about it
best-
on
yeah.
your podcast, please. Like,
Yeah, no, I mean they're gonna be like, who runs a 4-3? Micah Parsons, TJ Watt, Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Defensive Player of the Year. Like that's just
Yeah, who wears number 11?
yeah. Who plays on America's team?
Yeah.
So
Steelers.
so that's what you got to do.
No,
That's
I like.
right.
Well, I got
didn't-
2 flyers. I have 2 flyers real quick.
To fly.
Please tell me it's Max Crosby.
No, it's Nick Bosa
not bad.
on plus 850.
Not really a flyer. He's like the only one who actually could like.
Okay, all right. Well, my other one is going to be a
flying
real
low.
flyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, time to be a B2 stealth bomber.
flying very low.
low.
B2 stealth bomber.
Yeah, real
No
high.
one sees your bet.
Aiden Hutchinson plus 1600. Kind of hate it, kind of love it. The only reason I'm betting it is because in was it Hard Knocks when they went to the Lions, I became a big fan of Aiden
Yeah,
Hutchinson,
I mean,
and so
that defense
checks
is just
out.
too
Let's
bad.
go.
For,
Yeah,
That's how-
look good.
that's
no,
how-
he's never gonna win. That's
how
why
Mike
it's plus
makes his bet.
1600.
I love it.
But-
High flyer.
But
You're on the move.
B2 stealth bomb.
B2 stealth bomber.
Okay.
Wait, what did you just do? B2 stealth bomber.
Yeah, what was the hand motion there?
Whoa!
I didn't do
Don't be thinking.
Yeah,
Get your mind out of the gutter.
That's where you live.
And never mind.
Thanks, Mike. All right.
We're canceled.
Well, Mario just saw his life flash before his eyes. He's just like,
Oh no, not like. Never mind.
Where are you?
And I'm so sorry.
What are you doing?
Back to your
right now?
regularly
Oh,
scheduled
dude,
program.
yeah.
So, anyways,
going on?
defensive player of the year.
No, yeah.
It's gonna still be Micah Parsons.
The last
You're
thing I
welcome.
wanted to go over is just have everyone list off like their favorite season-long props or
Holy
features that we
shit.
didn't cover that aren't in the main 4. I have quite a few. I want to start with Ryan on this one
Yeah, thank
because
God.
I feel like he has a lot.
Oh,
Anytime we allow people to make bets, Ryan goes, you know what?
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
How much time we got?
I know, literally.
And just runs them up. So go ahead, floor is yours. Best features you can make for this upcoming season.
All right, best features. Lock in real quick. I love giving you a lot of bets. I love betting a lot of money. Don't know if I like winning it. All right, Saints to win division, plus 340. Yes. If I somehow thought that the Falcons aren't as good as people think, the Saints were a choke away from winning that division.
Yeah.
All you have to do is win 9 wins.
That is the most brain dead bet I've ever heard.
They won
you
9
say.
wins last year with
No.
half
I,
the team.
I,
not
I
playing.
understand the numbers and the saying and the words, but
Plus
like,
340.
Yeah.
0%
Love it.
You love it.
Love it.
The
that should
winning
be plus 1200.
I love it. I might bet it at plus 100 too. Winning conference, AFC minus 120. The AFC is so much better than the NFC in my opinion. I think the Niners just chokes every single time they get to the Super Bowl. That's the only team I think that can maybe beat an AFC team, whoever goes, the Ravens, Bengals, Chiefs, whatever it is. AFC minus 125, love it. All right, now for just a bunch of bullshit. Get ready for this. Dak Prescott over 4,100 passing yards. They're never going to stop throwing the ball. He loves the regular season throwing the ball. Kyler Murray over 3,475 passing yards. Murder. Jay Jettas over, this is a joke, over 1,325 receiving yards.
Are you going over or under?
Over.
Oh, wow.
That's,
Whoa.
dude, he had
hammer
1,008
the under
games,
on that.
with 5 of those games being Nick Mullins.
Now he has Sam Darnold officially locked in.
That is better. Dude, this isn't 17 games. He did it in 8.
That's true.
I think
No.
Mullins
You know,
slings that job.
he gets 1 million yards. CeeDee Lamb over 1,325 yards. If he signs with the Cowboys, he's gonna hit like a billion. Deontay Johnson over 799 receiving yards.
Yep,
I
I
think
have that.
wide receiver one on that team.
Yeah.
He gets yards. You remember with Kenny Pickett, he had like 750. He was close to that number.
Wait,
Kenny
what wide
Pickett-
receiver is he on that team?
Wide receiver one?
Uh,
That's not a sweat. You be throwing things around, you don't throw it around. All right,
Oh.
I have Ramondre Stevenson over 775 rushing yards. That's free as f. He didn't play half the year last year, and he had 700. And the Patriots are going to not rely on Drake May to do stuff. This
I don't
guy's
even
gonna
think
get the
Drake
rock.
May's a starter.
Oh,
I
that's
think
a
Jacoby
great point.
Brissett's going to be the starter.
Wouldn't matter. Stevenson lock. Our sun god Amon-Ra over 105 receptions. He loves the 7-yard slants. He's going to have 10 for 110 every single game. These receptions are lock. Josh Allen passing and rushing touchdowns over 37.5. He hasn't missed this since they won the division every single year since he became good. This is a murder. Anthony Richardson and Kyler Murray over 26.5 total touchdowns.
Yeah, bet that.
Combined?
No,
No.
they each have 26.
I was like, whoa.
So they each have to throw.
13 apiece.
They
for the season.
Each line is 26.5. I have no universe how they don't hit
Good,
this.
man.
I got that's absolutely absurd.
good.
All right, TJ Watt, 14 sacks, the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. I mean, he's gonna get 20
Is that
sacks.
the first 6 games or for the
Yeah,
season?
that's what I thought. I reread it. It said the whole season.
wow.
McCaffrey over
Adding
total
Typo.
1,650 yards, total yards. He gets 2,000 a year. This is free. Jonathan Taylor over total 1,300 yards. He's gonna get a murder. James Conner over 949 yards total. Murder. That's all I got.
Wow.
I
Woo!
like it.
I'm back and I'm ready to go.
All right, I like it. All right, I got a few here. Offensive rookie of the year. I love the rookie of the year bets. This is always one of my favorite bets to make. You bet on the best player, the most talented individual in the rookie class
God.
on offense.
Jesus.
Marvin Harrison Jr. plus 850 to win offensive rookie of the year. Are you betting it too? Nice. Yeah, no, he's there's a reason he's getting drafted close to the end of first round in fantasy drafts. Is only rookie near that. And so I usually kind of go off of like where they're looking for this. The only one, obviously, you have Caleb. If he plays really well, they're going to love nothing more than to give it to the number 1 overall pick quarterback. I think he's the only one you really have to fade or worry about. Jaden Daniels is in that hunt. I don't know how great they're going to be with the Commanders. It might be tough to give it to a guy if they have 4 or 5 wins.
Yeah.
But I think, Marvin Harrison Jr. getting 1,200 receiving yards and 8 or 9 touchdowns as a rookie is not out of the question. And so I love this pick. It's plus 850 too. You're getting 8.5 to 1. Defensive rookie of the year, Nate Wiggins plus 4,000.
Ooh,
This is
love
probably my favorite bet.
He looks so
of
good.
my prop bets. He looked amazing in the preseason games. And that defense is the perfect defense for a rookie corner. If a rookie corner goes to a not good defense, they're going to get exposed because they can just target the rookies and stuff. The safeties are so good. I mean, Kyle Hamilton is fantastic on the Ravens, on the over-the-top help. Their pass rush is really good, and their offense is going to be running focused. So the defense can be off the field for most of the game, be fresh a lot. I love nothing more than the fastest corner in NFL history getting an insane amount of interceptions. He's going to be fresh. They're going to get a good pass rush, over-the-top help with safeties. I think Wiggins can, realistically have, a really, really, really good season, for the entire league in consideration. And you're getting 40 to 1 on this, so I'm obsessed.
Love it.
Receiving yards leader, Garrett Wilson, plus 1,600. Aaron Rodgers, wide receiver ones, a lot of receiving yards. I see Amon-Ra case as well for that, but 16 to 1 is kind of juicy for Garrett Wilson.
Love that.
Passing yards leader, run it back, Tua, plus 900. Not a good fantasy option. He was 21 overall fantasy quarterback last year, but he throws a lot of yards, and nothing changed with this offense. All they did was get another year under their belt together. Jalen Waddle's there, running back situation's healthy for now. I mean, those guys get hurt every other week, and they still have Tyreek Hill, fastest man in football. So Tua, you're getting 9 to 1 to repeat. Not a crazy scenario. Then my playoff bets: Steelers to make the playoffs, plus 185.
Bang.
Bet that. Packers to make the playoffs, minus 155. I love laying this number. I'll lay this number every day of the week and on Sundays twice. And then this is a huge favorite. I don't even know why I put this, but the odds feel low. 49ers to make the playoffs is minus 525. So like, toss $1,000, you almost get $200 in winnings. That feels to me like a really, really, really easy bet in the NFC because the wild cards are like 9 wins.
Yeah.
49ers win totals way above that. So even
They'll
a
be 9-0.
even a bad I was gonna say even a
make
bad
the wild
year.
card
I
after
think
9
even a
weeks.
bad year you're cashing this. And last one, Jets to win AFC East plus 180. I think the Bills winning the division is broken this year.
No, I have one more thing to go off your making
love
playoffs. I'm doing this, and I'm making everyone in DGen put $100 into this.
Oh.
The Eagles, I saw a bet. The Eagles are minus 230 to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
That's same as the 49ers bet. You just-
But it's like minus
Yeah,
230.
it's
Like,
good.
there's no way they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, they made the
We
playoffs
should-
last year, and they had the worst historical run.
I
in the
kind
year.
of have half of mine to pick, the best couple teams in each conference and just hammer like the minus.
Let's just do a
2 million
DGen
odds.
fund.
Well, that's what I'm
DGen
saying.
fund to bet.
Like you,
I mean,
pick-
these are free.
The Chiefs were like minus
Might be
six
like-
something. It was like minus 650 to make the playoffs. It's like, what Mahomes? I don't know. Maybe you're betting like fading injuries somehow, but
Yeah,
even with the
he's still gonna
backup,
make it.
I don't know. I feel like all those bets
No,
with
let's
like
do it.
the
Let's
big
do a DGen
favorites are
fund.
kind of
Hammer
just.
favorites.
We're gonna
People
open
don't
up
wanna-
a credit card, get a cash advance.
We do
Yeah.
have a credit card coming. We do have a credit card
People
coming.
just don't.
Business loans.
We just don't want to lock.
It's news to all of
Yeah,
us.
I don't know. Well, yeah, I
We
like
applied
betting
while
those.
you were gone.
Mike. Yeah, I believe it.
All right. Well, I fist bumped Tyler for the Marvin Harrison Offensive Rookie of the Year at plus 850. So that's one of them. And my second one is kind of a paired bet with another one, but Caleb Williams over 11.5 interceptions is minus 102. I absolutely love that line.
I
Love that
not the
line so
favorite one?
much. And my absolute favorite is Caleb Williams to lead the league in interceptions at plus 1,000. I think that value is unbelievable. You're getting 10-1 on your bet. I mean, you might as well just get a house, sell it, and put all that money on it.
That will not happen.
Was that all your props?
Yeah.
You had a Marvin Harrison
3
Jr.
props.
and then 2 anti-Caleb Williams props bets.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. That's awesome.
What?
I didn't realize it was a 2-3, 2-1
No, Mike's
situation.
losing
You
a lot of money.
you
this
led it off with saying this is a 2-part prop with 2 Caleb Williams.
I just didn't realize I had 3. So it's a
Wow, I have
majority
no
at
idea
that
what's going
point.
on.
Okay, wow. That was a hell of a card. I mean, that's a Michael card if I've ever
That's
seen one.
Yeah.
Mario, why don't you round us out here? Give us some alpha here.
Yeah, I'll give you guys a little bit of juice. For Rookie of the Year, you got to go with the most talented player, so Jaden Daniels.
Oh,
plus
God.
600. Coach of the Year, Matt LaFleur, plus 1,600.
You like the Packers?
I like the
Big Packers
Yeah.
guys here.
Big Packers guy this year.
Big pack.
For rush yards, Ezekiel Elliott under 550.
Oh, I thought you
I
were
love
doing
that.
rushing yards
I love
leader.
that.
I almost had a heart attack. But-
Plus 400 million to 1.
No, these next 3 bets are all rush yards. So Brian Robinson over 675, and then Trevor Lawrence over 300.
I love
like
that.
that.
What are the odds
They're
on
all
that?
they're all minus
He
130.
loves.
Oh.
Every
loves
single
getting
one of these
concussed
props
and
is
getting
minus 130.
No, the 300 rushing yards for Trevor is going to be the easiest bet of all time.
In the whole
That's
season.
going to hit in like 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Snap.
Moving on to receiving yards, I also have Deontay Johnson
that.
over 800. He had like 720
No, last
with
with Kenny Pickett.
with Kenny Pickett
and the worst
and,
offense
and like sitting
passing
out
in the history.
half a game.
Yeah, I
'cause
mean,
he
don't
just-
even get me started.
Yeah, throwing tantrums.
Million.
And then I also have Josh Palmer over 700 receiving yards.
Ooh,
I
thinking
mean,
he's going to be the wide receiver 1 over there.
yeah, I
Or
just
at
don't.
least the solid two.
Herbert, it doesn't matter how many games they win. He's going to find a way to throw for nearly 4,000 yards. The yards have to go somewhere. Give me Palmer over 700.
Bang.
Moving on to pass yards, I have Josh Allen over 3,750. This just seems broken. Again, this is minus 130 or 135 or whatever. He's hit this 4 straight years in a row, like by like 600 yards plus. It's going to be 5 years in a row.
Facts.
So, and then I also have Dak, 4,225 pass yards under.
Nice.
Because
Nice.
That's disgusting.
because what Tyler's stat, he always has a good season and then it falls with the
He's
bad
never had
season.
2 good in a row.
I don't know how this is
love
gonna
that.
hit. I don't know how because Dak should throw for like 4,800.
No,
but
not
for
this
some
year.
no, he should. But
If
for
he gets hurt, that's the only way he doesn't do it.
and so somehow
But he loves doing that.
Sure.
Like, you're right.
That is
It
true.
goes back
But
and
it's
forth.
only if he gets
Somehow it
hurt.
like
happens.
CD's gonna hold out like the first month. They're gonna like win like 2 games. There's gonna be a lot of turmoil. They're gonna win like 2, lose 2. Dak will like fight through an injury, then get hurt like 2 weeks later, and then out for the season, and then he ends with like
Wow, mark that for a future
Just
clip.
prophecy, bro.
So
Yeah.
so Dak under 42-25. Yeah.
I mean,
I love
Bang.
Well,
Holy shit,
there
I'm
you have it.
changing.
Those
We got-
are some
We had a
props,
lot of
boys.
variety. We had, a bunch of the player totals and
Everything.
everything over here. Mike was just really against Caleb Williams.
Doesn't like Caleb
He
Williams.
took this time to make a statement.
I know.
That was
This
very
wasn't giving out bets.
For
This was
reasons
very fun.
nobody knows.
It was a statement.
No,
it was a
no,
statement
I know.
pick.
I know.
And then I think also the takeaway was just bet the hell out of these big favorites to make the playoffs. That
Yeah.
seems like a
I'm
broken.
so
Make the
down.
playoffs seems like a broken bet when you have 7 of the 15 or whatever 16 teams in each conference making the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And I have no problem laying minus 500 on the
Let's do it.
49ers
Let's
or something.
fucking
That's
hammer
like
it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
they're-
Eagles minus 2.
They'll be.
That's
$500
unbelievable.
each.
They'll be there. They'll be there.
Yeah,
But the
that's
Eagles will
absurd.
too. But yeah, there you have it. I mean, next week, guys.
Dude, this is ridiculous.
Next week, guys. Listen in. Next week is week 0 of college football.
Let's go!
We are
My life is
live.
over as I see
We're
it.
ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
We're
I'm
locking
pumped.
in first week of actual football. It's not week 0 of college football, but first week of NFL, where it's week 2 of college, I believe.
football.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in Vegas for that.
Oh, you're gonna get
We're
some
going to be
good
live in
content.
Vegas. We got a
Oh,
sweet
week 2 college
lockdown.
football.
We're watching at the sports book. Gonna be moving around, placing a lot of bets, placing these season-long bets
Oh, yeah.
beforehand. It's gonna be electric. We're ready to go. We're getting rolling. We're right at 1,000 subs.
Yeah,
we're right
we're
there.
right there. Road to 1,000,
I think
almost there.
as of our filming date right now, we're like 25 subs, 24
24.
subs away.
24
So
subs.
if you're
We
not
got you,
subbed,
don't
I'm
worry.
gonna kick
We
it
got you.
tomorrow. But just if you look at that number, it's not 1,000 yet. If it's 1,000, you don't need a sub. I'm kidding. Sub
That's
no matter
not-
what.
that's
But if
not
it's not
true.
there, make sure you do it. Mario, tell the people what else they need to do.
You gotta hit that subscribe button.
You gotta
yeah,
get
yeah.
your shout
You gotta
out.
get us to
You
1,000
gotta
subs.
do
Just hit
that
it.
thing.
We're so close. We deserve it.
We feel it.
I mean,
Give it to us.
I mean, NFL is right there. I can almost taste it.
No, I
You
can
can
taste it.
inject
It's
it
in my
into my
throat.
veins
What does it
every
taste
single
like?
morning. Tastes like Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, rain is falling.
That was
Kick
nice,
it over to Mike for the
That
vocals.
sounded great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually really surprised.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Let's keep
Anyways,
going.
leave a like, comment, hype up Mike in the comments.
Woo!
Hype him up.
Do it.
Hype him up.
Hype
Do
him up.
it.
Because we tear him down.
All doors
Hype
are
him
open.
up. Or
Build me
tear
up.
down Caleb Williams.
Coming in the back.
Oh,
For a
that-
like from
that
Mike.
would make
Mike
me
will
happy.
respond. Mike will take over the DGen YouTube account and respond to you.
Yeah.
I will.
Hit that
That's
notification bell.
Ding! Sorry, I was thinking
Share
about
with a friend.
dangerous
And
thing.
we will see you next week.
Woo! We'll see you next week, baby. Week 0, baby. Bye.